Hello, health folks. So I'm just gonna post a video now once a week along with your PowerPoint to kind of touch on the lesson that's coming up for the week and recap on last week's lesson. So last week we started Unit 4 and we were talking about physical activity, what it is, why we should exercise, different types of activities that you can do, health benefits to it on the mental, emotional, and physical side. We learned about the 5 health components of fitness, which were cardiorespiratory endurance or cardiovascular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, muscular endurance, and body composition. And we also learned about how to put those to the FIT principle. FIT principle, remember, is frequency, intensity, time, and type. So frequency was how many times in a week you would work out. Intensity would be how hard would that workout be, and those would vary from different component from each component. And then you have time, how long, and you would work out, and then what type of activities are you actually doing. And then you listed some ways to motivate yourself to get exercising. So those were some things that we went over last week. And with physical activity, remember, like, anybody can do it. No matter who you are, you can get involved in some sort of physical activity, whether it's just going for daily walks, or whether it's attempting 5 push-ups a day, or 10 sit-ups a day, or 10 lunges. But you can do all this stuff and make it simple for yourself at home. You could do plank holds and wall sits and squats and jumping jacks and mountain climbers. There's so many different body weight exercises that you can do at home that you don't need a gym, that can help you start a fitness program. And so when you start fitness, you have to decide, who am I? Okay, so what type of activities do I really, really like? Okay, am I a outdoorsy types of person? Do I like to participate in activities outside, or do I like to do things inside like a gym? Okay, or do I like to go out and hike? Do I want to just do exercises within my own home? Do I have the equipment to do in my own home? Do I need equipment? Can I use resistance bands or body weight? So before you decide about getting into physical fitness, you have to decide who you are and what the things that you like to do. And then once you find this stuff out, you can pick an activity that you like to do for yourself. Maybe you like to water ski, or maybe you like to be in the snow. You can do snowboarding and snowshoeing. Okay, so those are, and cross-country skiing, those are all very good physical activities. They're going to get the heart rate up and going to get the muscles moving. Okay, then also, once you figure out who you are, as far as physical activity is concerned, like what you like to do, you have to find out if you have, what kind of influences you have on yourself. What kind of influence are you on yourself? Are you really a hard critic, and you maybe think, can I afford to do this? Well, if you kind of don't always need a gym. So yes, you can do body weight exercises and stuff at home. Or what if you're no good at it, which is a big thing too, is I might not be very good at it. You don't have to be a superstar in order to be physically active. And then you have your external influences on yourself, like your parents or your peers, okay, your teachers, role models, and hopefully I myself can help be a good external role model for you to want to get fit and want to stay fit, okay. But then there's things like the media and the internet and the television and radio, and so those can have negative influences, or they could have positive influences on you, all based on how you look at things. So your first discussion question this week is going to be, you've learned the 5 components of fitness. You've learned how to use the FIT principle. Now I want you to take one of those components of fitness. Let's say like it's cardiovascular endurance, and I want you to put it to the FIT principle. Now the activities that you make in this don't have to be actual real ones if you don't want to, but it can be. So like the cardio one could be the mile. Okay, so if you want to work on improving your mile, then you're going to put it to the FIT principle. How often would I do this mile? How hard would I run this mile? How long would I run this mile for? And what type of activity is it? It's a mile. Okay, so I want you to take one component of fitness and show me how the FIT principle works with that component. So it's kind of a review of last week's stuff, but I really want to make sure that you know how to use a fit principle and you understand all the components of fitness, because if you do, then you can write a fitness program for yourself. Goal setting. So in this lesson 2 this week, you're going to learn about goal setting and how setting goals could be motivators for you to get from one point to another. You have short-term and you have long-term goals, and they're going to differ for everybody. What may be a goal for me may not be a goal for you. So I have a lot of physical goals in my life because I've met a lot of my other goals, and so most of them are making sure that I eat right every single day, or at least 80% of the time, and making sure that I get exercise in at least 4 or 5 times a week. That's what those are my goals for myself, and so I set those goals for myself. But for you, it could be totally something different. Okay, and then you're gonna learn about how to set physical goals. So, like, what is your physical goal? What is a physical goal that you have, or that you're thinking about right now? And I give you an example here. This person wants to lose 15 pounds. Why do I want this goal? Why do I want to achieve losing the goal? Because if you don't have a purpose, then you really are not going to want to achieve the goal, and you won't work hard to do it. But if you set an established purpose, then you'll want to achieve it. And so I want to achieve this goal because maybe I'm a little overweight and I'm tired of feeling unhealthy. When do you want to achieve it by? So you set yourself a good timeline, and that could be, a couple months, by New Year's, okay? And then list the steps that you're going to do in order to improve that. Okay, so what are you going to do in order to help yourself get to that goal of losing 15 pounds? And then make sure that you have a reward for yourself, too. At the end, there could be some reward. It could be an internal reward. Well, I just feel better about myself because I lost 15 pounds and I accomplished something. Okay, or it could be I go out and have an ice cream. Okay, it could be an external prize for yourself, extrinsic, that you give to yourself. Okay. So you're going to learn about those things in this lesson. Another good thing is when you're setting goals is to have a support system. Okay, so have somebody there, somebody that's positive, somebody that knows you, and somebody that you respect, that if they're trying to push you and trying to help you to remember your goal and help you to monitor your goal, you're not getting upset with them, but you're working hard, and they're right there with you to keep you on track and monitor your progress for you. Okay. So then we're going to flip the switch, and we're going to go into your next discussion question is going to be on kind of like what you think you should be wearing when you're exercising in the cold or in the heat. So I want you to list like 3 different articles of clothing that you would wear if you were exercising in the cold or in the heat. Okay, let me get to my trusty slide here. Oops, pulled the wrong one. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so so you're going to tell me how you would dress in the cold or the heat, and then the next slide that you look down, you're going to see gives you some ideas of how to dress when it's cold out and how to dress when it's warm out when you're exercising. So make sure that you are looking through that, and you're giving me at least 2 to 3 articles of clothing that you should be wearing. So things to think about. It's like if you're out in the sun, you should wear sunscreen. You should wear light clothing, wicking clothing. So those are a couple ideas. In the cold, you should probably have a beanie on, or maybe some cover up your ears, gloves. So just a couple ideas, but that's your discussion question. And then you're gonna learn about shoes, like wearing the proper shoes, and when you're out exercising and working out, you don't want to wear boots. Okay, you don't want to wear flip-flops when you're exercising, unless you're playing beach volleyball. Then maybe you just take your flip-flops off and you don't have anything on. Shoes-wise. And then protective equipment, so like wearing the proper equipment when you are participating in certain physical activities. Like if you're playing football, you need your helmet, you need shoulder pads, okay, you need your girdle, those types of things. So wearing protective equipment is really important as well. Water, making sure that you're staying hydrated. Even when it's cold out, you need to drink water, okay? And then there's a slide in here, it's going to tell you about how much you need to drink, especially if you're working out and stuff. And so you'll learn a little bit about water. And then we're going to talk about warm-up and cooling down, why it's so important for a warm-up and a cool-down when you're going to be physically active. Okay, so I want you to tell me, why do you think we warm up? Why do you think we cool down? And I want you to tell me like the purpose of it and how it should look. What should a warm-up look like? What should a cool-down look like? Okay, and so you should always, warm up with dynamic movements. You should always cool down with one small dynamic movement, probably like a walk or a jog, and then some deep stretching of those muscles that you utilize, okay? So make sure you read those slides there, and that's going to tell you exactly the purpose of warm-up and cool-down. Units 1 through 3 should be done by now, so make sure that if you are looking back at any late work, if lesson 2 and 3 stuff, I'll still let you get work in from lessons 2 and 3, or units 2 and 3, sorry, but nothing from unit 1 anymore. So this week you have the PowerPoint to look over. You're going to read through the 4.05 to 4.08 stuff and the lesson and do the discussion questions. Okay, I went over them briefly with you. You have the unit 4 exam, part 1 and 2, and you have 4.08 quiz due this week. Okay. So, and one thing that a lot of people are missing in your discussions is the goal. This week, the weekly goal is to find a workout buddy and set a goal together about what you wish to accomplish with your physical fitness. So you have a workout buddy now, and you're going to have this goal together. Or if you can't get a workout buddy, just set a physical goal for yourself and write it down where you can see it every day. So it's a reminder that you've got to do this every single day. And then what fitness goal did you pick? So I want to know what fitness goal you picked. So that's it for today. Everything that we talked about today is going to be on the quiz. So pay attention to the quiz, read over that PowerPoint, and make sure that you do the discussion questions in all of them, okay, and the goal. Okay, that's it for today. See you guys. Bye.